Hi, hi, hi. First stream with the new mic. So now you know it's extra important to ask can you hear me? I hope so. If not, let me know, of course, as always. I feel like I should add a question mark to that title because it is a bit of a question mark, but it's just something I was pondering and wanted to talk about and elaborate a bit more on because that was a bit of a shorter video and it was interesting and it lived in my brain for a little bit just thinking about those crossovers and remembering the ones I liked and the ones I'd read and the ones I hadn't and all of those things. How has it's Monday, right? Yes. How has your Monday been? I hope it's been good. I hope it hasn't been too bad or anything like that. I'm getting used to talking at a normal volume again. It's a big change. I know. That's why I put it in the thumb. Jaff says Spider Boy's eyes look melty. It's very eye-catching. It makes you want to stop and take a look. So I have a bunch of tabs open so we can talk about the amalgam, we can talk about the solicits, we can just take it easy, hang out, all of those good things. Thank you. Happy Family Day to you too, James Bunt. So when I did, I guess are we just gonna hop into it? I'm that type of yeah. We're just gonna go. So when I did my amalgam and DC versus Omni videos, I had the main solicit, the one from the DC Comics site, and then I was looking at the others to see if there was anything too different. But usually they just take them and reprint them, and that was pretty much what happened. There was some variance in the paragraphs, but even there is not too much. Some of them took off the and more in the section, which makes a bit of a difference. But what I noticed that there were a few that weren't mentioned. And then in my comments, people were listing more and more they didn't see, and specifically the second one, which is the DC/Marvel or DC versus Marvel, the Amalgam Age. And it made me curious as to whether they're all there. Now, they might be, because as mentioned, there is an and more. But but if it isn't and more, that'd be quite a big and more because there's 11 that aren't listed. If you're curious as to what they are, they're Amazon number one, Assassins number one. I don't know. I feel like I gotta say number one, even though they're all one shots. JLX number one, Magneto and the Magnetic Men number one, Darklaw Adventures number one, Generation Hex, which is just fun to say, number one, JLX Unleashed number one, Super Soldier, Man of War, also fun to say, number one, The Exciting X Patrol, much better than the boring X Patrol, The Magnetic Men featuring Magneto, so we reversed it, number one, and Spider Boy Team Up, which is one of the ones that I used for the thumbnail because it's got some really fun paneling and art in it. That's 11. That's 11 issues. I'm curious if even with the and more plus extras, they'll all be in there because based on my calculations, my rough, admittedly, very rough calculations of page count, that seems like they might not all make it. You're like, are they all gonna make it? And if they don't, I'd be very curious as to the selection process, as to which ones don't and which ones do. Hopefully they all do, even though it doesn't actually say that it was complete. It never said that. But I just worry that if some are missing, people will go and look for the others because when they reprinted these as individual trades, there were four of them, and the ones that are missing are across all four trades. So if you fell into one of those, I gotta have them all, gotta catch them all, you'd have to buy all four trades to get all the ones you were missing, or go and do that hunting thing where you find all the individual issues. It just got me thinking. I just kept thinking about it. Just kept thinking, are they all there? Because I know it's a lot. Like that was a lot to list, but if they're in it, just put them in it. Put them in the solid. Don't and more me. And more. And many more. Oh. White Raven, thank you very much. I hope the release, I can talk tonight, it's fine, of the Amalgam Omnibus is a prelude to a future return to the universe. I have a wish list of amalgams I want to see. What are some amalgams you'd like to see? The fusions are fun. Every now and again, they trot them out. It's one of those things that can be overused, but they can also be a lot of fun. I saw some of you were starting to talk about which ones you were enjoying. Yeah, I know, Phoenix, but wait, there's more. That's how I feel about it. I just like everything to be listed, but that's just me, because the and more could be so many other things. How would you feel if they weren't all in there? Would you be holding out hope for a volume 2, or would you want to break your back, break your knees, can't even open it? When you open it, it's so big, the spine cracks. That sound, that special sound when the book's too big and the binding can't even handle it. Is that what you want? Or would you want it to be broken up into a few? I always worry when they break it up that the second half isn't going to happen. I'll be sitting here waiting, like for Sandman Mystery Theater Compendium #2. Just like, please, one sale. It's worth it for the one sale. Oh. Lane Kramer, thank you very much. So Casually Comics, which character do you feel might have a brighter, it's in quotes, brighter future, Flatline or Punchline? You have covered both in bids in the past. Yes, Flatline cursed me. Or I just went a bit too hard covering her, but Flatline cursed me, and I'll never forget about her age restriction and all of that stuff that happened to me. Of the two, I mean, I like them. I do actually like them both. I like Punchline more than Flatline, but at the moment, based on how things are going, I'd say Flatline seems to have a better shot, but I would love it to be Punchline because I feel like there's so much potential there. People are always roasting me in those videos. Like, it's years later, where is she now? And I'm like, I still like her. I don't care they're not doing anything. She lives in my heart. It's fine. Sometimes it takes, some time for a character to get going, and sometimes they fade into the ether. I can hold up hope. A man can dream. Atomica, thank you very much. I loved Amalgam, but the most irritating thing was that they referenced issues that never happened, which sounded way cooler than what I was reading. Yes, they had the fake letters columns where they would make all those references. Those had better be the and more. I hope that that's part of it, because real letters columns are already fun enough. Speaking of, I have found some really fun letters that we're going to read in the next video that I am doing. And I'm very excited because they're very fun. It's always great when the classic letters sound like they could have been written today. That's always very, very fun. Yeah, Flatline's doing stuff. I've seen Flatline. She's doing stuff, Lori. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people are around, B's been hanging out in night. Well, there's a bunch of things. Oh, what have we read? What are we reading? I've been reading a bunch of indie fantasy comics that I probably can't talk about unless I do some kind of indie books I've been reading type video. I found a bunch of Overstock on sale, and I was like, it's mine. Let's see. Hulk. I like that name, Tom Heaven. Hulk/Shazam Tantrum. That's very fun. That's the fun part, is seeing how well the names can combine. Well, it's not the only fun part. There are a bunch of fun parts about the amalgam and the crossovers, and some of them put more effort in than you would expect. I was reading DC Special Series, yes, number 27, and there's way more effort put into the psychology of Batman reading Bruce Wayne, rather, meeting Bruce Banner and all of those things that you would necessarily expect based on the concept. That happens a lot, and it's always appreciated. Oh, and there's that one. I'm trying to remember if it's Batman Spider-Man or Spider-Man Batman, because that's one of the ones where they just reverse the title. It's the one where it's the Joker and Carnage. And if you've been here a while, you will know that I have tried to review that comic more than one time. It's one of those things where it's just like I've scripted it and it's just never happened. It hasn't happened. It'd be so fun. It'd be so many of the ridiculous voices that I do together in one video. But I can never really come up with anything to say about it. And I don't know why, because it's interesting. It's defeated me so many times. Thomas Ryan, thank you very much. I hope these two Omnis lead to a JLA/Avenger Omni and a new Marvel/DC crossover, a proper Secret Wars/Infinity Crisis type story. It's been 20 years. Oh gosh, it's been 20 years. It's so I'm at that point now where when they announce things are 25 years ago or 30 years ago, I'm like, no, no, they're not. Don't lie to me. That's not true. It's impossible. it I asked the question in the video of would you want to see that? And I'm not sure if I would. I would only want to see it if there was as much effort put into the story as there was back in the day. Like, even though it's very quick and these two brothers are fighting and they need to pit each other against each other, but inside of the stories and the way the characters interact, there is a decent amount of thought. And I would want that. I would want there to be that level of effort and not just, look, they're together, you know? White Raven, thank you very much. I'd introduce Clown Jewel, Jessica Quinn, Harley Quinn plus Jessica Jones, and Funny Man Jack Thompson, Jack Napier, Joker plus Kevin Thompson, Kilgrave. I like it. I like where your head's at. I like how much thought you put into that. Jessica Quinn is actually, that's fun. I like that a lot. Rachel, thank you very much. I've been working through the Spider-Man 2099 omnibus to catch up to the new stuff. That's a good omnibus. That is a good one. And they hit it at the right time too, when the Miguel O'Hara hype was happening. And it'll come around again. That was a good time. All the people thirsty for Miguel O'Hara. The comics are very different, but they're very good. That was a good 2099 one. The thing with the omnis is that they're so expensive, so you have to be selective. I was looking at the solicits a bit earlier, just skimming them, and some of the absolutes were the same price as like these amalgam omnis. And I was like, no. Unless you really love that story and you know that you're going to really appreciate it, then yes. But otherwise, no. You gotta think about these things, as they're really getting up there. It's not the cheapest hobby out there, unfortunately. Let me catch up with some of your suggestions. Matthew, thank you very much. Any chance of doing a bit on the 9 things Fox didn't want on the initial BTS? No. Oh, there are people who have done that. There are a bunch of videos. That I think there's one that's called like how censorship made Batman TAS better. There's a bunch of people. Watchtower Database has done a video on the things that weren't allowed. So there are a bunch out there. It is very interesting. That era of cartoons is interesting because you have a bunch of stuff like that's happening in Spider-Man as well. It's happening infamously in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the great scenes with the guns edited out. So it's everywhere, but it's definitely something that people have talked about. That's part of why I'm enjoying handling the Batman and Batman the Brave and the Bold, because I feel like there's a bit less discussion on that, and I really do like those shows a lot. And they're just not as discussed as Batman TAS, which deserves all the discussion it gets, but some of the other ones are good too, and they deserve some of their recognition. Like the Batman especially falls into that weird gap where almost nobody talks about it, and it has some really solid episodes. Somebody requested the zombie episode the other day, and that is one of the highlights of the entire series. I don't know why I did. There was going to be a chef's kiss, and then it came over here for some reason. I don't know why. I couldn't commit to the mwah. It didn't end up happening. Oh, I see someone mentioned tangent in the comments over there. That was in the comments of the video I did, that some people were asking for a tangent omnibus, and that's something I would be really interested in. I would love a tangent omnibus. Tangent was so fun, and I loved when I covered the Tangent Flash doing the Valley Girl voice. That was one of the most fun voices I've gotten to do. It was so good. Let's see. Yes, Chemdog, they did cast the Fantastic Four. Let's see how the movie turns out. What is this? Fifth time's the charm. We can do it. I hold out nothing until that's actually on the screen in front of me. Of course I'll be there. I'm always there for the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Boar. That was Fan-Four-Stick. Oh gosh, I hope they don't do anything weird with the 4. I was looking into some Sue stuff and I ended up at the first family miniseries, and that was the one where they had the 4 first, and it was like 4 family, like fantastic. And I was like, why are you organizing it like this? Please stop. Please stop trying to be creative with where you put the 4. Just put the 4 at the end. It's fine. It's okay. We all know what it is. Oh. So, do we want to look at the solicits? Is that a thing that we're interested in? I have the DC ones up. I've only lightly skimmed them. And if we do you want me to read all of it dramatically? Because I mean, I'll do it. Oh no, we will not get that version of Sue. Boob window Sue. That's not what the weird boob window where it's shaped like a 4. It's not even a nice like Power Girl one. I don't think so. What about the mohawk that they were thinking about at one point? Let's go for that. As dramatically as possible. I see lots of yeses. And yeah, okay. That had an exclamation mark. That's why I read it like that. Do I have it already selected as my screen? Now I do. Yeah, I don't have too many ads on the side. It looks pretty good. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can. Boom. Oh, it's beautiful. The technology. We can rebuild it. So these are for May. So get ready to feel a crisis about months to come, the summer months, and we're already soliciting for it. That always makes me feel so weird. I guess, as always, we'll have a spoiler warning because there's going to be ongoings in here, and they don't write these as if you, the fan, are reading them. They write them as if, for the store. So obviously, sometimes there is some pretty big spoilers in them. This is The Boy Wonder, #1. Written by, is that Juniba? And I think so. Let's see. Dramatic. The young Prince Damien was raised to be the heir to the fearsome League of Assassins, to follow in the footsteps of his deadly mother, Talia, and the demon's head himself, his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul. But everything changed when his father, the Batman, reclaimed him and brought him back to Gotham City. As Robin, young Damien suddenly discovered he was merely one of a number of princes, preceded in the role by his brothers, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Red Robin. And Damien doesn't care to be merely anything. But when his father is forced to leave the city on urgent business, and a rash of abductions is accompanied by whispers of a demon stalking Gotham's dark alleys, Damien will find himself battling alongside his adopted brothers and in the process learning what the mantle of Robin really means. How do we feel about that? And then the Fire Nation attack? No. Roy Brown, thank you very much. Armor from Continuity Comics is a great edgy Canadian hero from the 80s. He is from Neil Adams' Forgotten Comics line. Edgy Canadian hero, you say? Color me intrigued. Color me intrigued. We have Outsiders, #7, and crop tops and Cthulhu tentacles, and an homage to Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. We have so much happening here, but we have a title redact. Ooh, this one's short. This one's a sentence. Let's go. Written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Art, Robert Carey. I didn't say the art for the last one. I'm so sorry. It was the same person. That's good. Oh, my scrolling is so whiplashy. I'm so sorry. All right. One sentence. A requiem is held for a fallen friend who is homaging Crisis on Infinite Earths. The guide is opened and the truth of the world is revealed. There you go. Very, very mysterious. Are you intrigued? Does that make you want to pick up The Outsiders if you weren't picking it up already? Ben Chano, no, they killed Silhouette Man. He will be missed. He died as he lived in the shadows. Batman/Superman, World's Finest, #27. Written by Mark Waid, art and cover by Dan Mora, which means that I'm getting it because the art is gorgeous. Oh no, puns. Get ready for puns. It's an implosion of global proportions as Mixie and Batmite, they didn't want to spell it either, flee the dreaded Doomite of the fifth dimension. Batman and Superman must travel to the fifth dimension to do battle with a dimension. Have they said the word dimension enough? With a dimension of omnipotent mayhem. All this, plus the march of the Legion of Doomites and an adorable weapon of mass destruction in this startling second installment of the latest world's finest epic. I feel like we said dimension too many times there. It's the fifth dimension, traveling to dimension. It this book has been solid. I've been reading it. It's been pretty solid all the way through. So it's fun. I don't know how I feel about an implosion though. The Flash, number 9. Written by, we're not calling him Cy here, by Simon Spurrier, aka Cy Spurrier. Art and cover, Ramon Perez. Ooh, this one's also nice and short. I feel like they're keeping it to the point with some of these this month. As the Speed Force glitching causes more chaos around the world, another rogue is gifted with a mysterious power set upgrade, while Linda seeks out the source of the mysterious voice she's been hearing, and Barry reaches a breaking point. You know what? That was it didn't give you too much. It gave you a bit of a hint. Props for the Flash solicit. Very nice. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, number 13. Many people, because it's an anthology book. Hold on here. Thanks very much, White Raven. The Damien storyline I want, reunion with Carrie, because I said Kelly, because I was like, Carrie, Kelly. I was putting it together. I was getting ahead of myself. I was thinking about it. Yeah, they just dropped her. They brought her into the main continuity, and then we're like, nope. So... All right, so we got Tim Seeley, Mark Russell, Delilah S. Dawson. Oh my God, there's a second row. I didn't pan to the second row. Oh, Joshua Hale, Bielkov, Jason Sean Alexander, Rodney Barnes, Art, Kelly Jones, John McKell, Serge Acuna, Lissandro Esteren, Jason Sean Alexander, and cover by Simone DeMio. I really like his work a lot. I don't know. There's something about the exaggerated lines. I can see what for some it's a bit too out there, but I like it. I've liked it since I saw it in Future State was the first place I saw it. Dante Cook, thank you very much. I've been reading The Outsiders since the first issue just for Batwoman. I'm totally in love with this run, and I've been trying to promote it. All right, Dante. Dante is putting Outsiders out there for all of you. He wants you to know that Outsiders is worth it. I didn't read it, but I did see that Batwoman was there, and I do really like, sometimes, depending on what they're doing with her, Batwoman, she can be really fun. And I love her series. The art in it is just gorgeous. And they released that in Omni form, and it looked really good. Ooh, this one's also nice and short. Let's do it. Brave and the Bold enters its second year with 5 tremendous tales. Second year? Don't tell me that. Oh, gosh. Nightwing and Deadman face the ghosts of the circus as presented in spectacularly horrific detail by Kelly Jones. Booster Gold, allegedly, causes a disaster that must be fixed by the Jurassic League. Artemis's quest comes to its stunning conclusion. Batman and Guy Gardner, One Punch, face high strangeness when a UFO crashes in Gotham. And finally, Jason Sean Alexander brings his legendary talents to Batman Black and White. There we go. I'm just enjoying reading these out loud. I feel very radio announcer. I think it's the microphone because it's right there. I like it. I know I keep going on about it. I'm sorry. It's been a long time coming, and I feel like it's such an upgrade from the sad lav I had that was actually falling apart. Batman 147. Written by Chip Zdarsky. Art and cover, Jorge Jimenez. Let's do it. With no allies, no weapons, and almost no hope, can Batman fight back before Zur, because we're still going with the Zur and our plot, makes a true devil's bargain? The world is about to know Zur's true power, edge. Him and his new sidekick, Dark Prisons, continues. Oh, that should have been a question, sorry. Him and his new sidekick? I'm waiting for the Zur stuff to finish so I can do a Zur update, but it keeps going because I find it fascinating how he's brought it back, or he's updated the Grant Morrison version of Zur and R and is working with it. But we still have Zur, and I'm like, come on, I want to do an update for me. I also love how they abbreviate. They're like, we don't want to write, oh, Zurinar. This is Zur. You know who we mean. Detective Comics, number 1085. Rom V, written by Rom V, art by Javier Fernandez. I'm in love with how not off the rails the length of these solicits is. I'm cursing myself. The next one's going to be like 3 paragraphs. The Batman has returned, but his city is no longer the home it once was. A sinister order now governs the shadows of Gotham, an order so precise, so methodical, that there is only one thing that could combat it. What is this one force, this singular thing that could undo order? Even if you were told, you would not believe it. In fact, you may think it's a joke. Joker foreshadowing, maybe. Batman and Robin, number 9. What's really amusing to me is that there were a bunch of these titles for the solicits that were saying it's not just Batman. I guess all of these are just in a row. They're chunking because we're in the B's. Written by Joshua Williamson, art and cover Simone DeMio. And we've got a variant by Gleb Melnikov. Ooh. Who will be Gotham's true protector? The people of Gotham will decide. While his father fights for his life, Damian now knows Shush's secrets. Never forget, we're doing Lady Hush and it's Shush. And it's only created more problems for him as a high school student and as Robin. Oh, Damian's in high school now. I feel so old. Can the dynamic duo find each other before it's too late? Probably. I hope so. Oh. No, I haven't heard Zdarsky's Word Balloon episode. Gil, that sounds interesting. I should check that out. I'll put it up so for other people who wanna maybe get in on that and see that. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm always fascinated by the rights things and who you can or can't use. So I definitely want to remember to check that out because that is very interesting to me. And maybe there'll be some sweet, delicious quotes. And you know that I like that. It's my favorite thing. Zdarsky. I'll remember. I totally won't remember. It's fine. I'll try to remember. Nightwing, number 114. Fallen Grayson, because we're doing a pun on Fallen Sun. Written by Tom Taylor. Art and cover by Bruno Redondo. The Eisner... I always worry when they start off with what awards you won or were nominated for. The Eisner award-winning duo of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo reunite to tell Nightwing's greatest story yet. The culmination of Heartless's sabotage on Nightwing reaches its dramatic climax when Nightwing loses his ability to leap, impeding his duties to be the superhero we know and love. So we have some angst for Dick Grayson coming up, potentially. Poison Ivy and more body horror, which I've definitely been into. Number 22, written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Marcio Takara? Believe so. If I'm mispronouncing that, I am as ever. Sorry. People say I mispronounce my own name, so that's always funny. Part 1 of 3, the explosive climax of year 2 of Poison Ivy. The end times are upon Pamela Isley. The rotten seeds she has sown across America have come home to roost, and her greatest enemy has torn himself from her flesh. With the verdant villainess on death's door, is there any hope for the rest of the world? Or has the reign of Dr. Jason Woodrue, the Floronic Man, begun? It's always nice when they do Floronic Man. This book has been just quietly chugging along, being decently interesting in the background, and it's had some phenomenal body horror grossness in it, which is up my alley. Yes, Esteban, every story is the greatest story yet. You gotta build the hype. Come on. What are you gonna say? It's pretty mid. This is a mid story, but please come anyway. No, you gotta make the people excited. Aren't you excited? Are you not entertained? Harley Quinn, number 40. Written by Tinny Howard. Art by Natasha Bustos. I hit the accent there really hard. Oh, this one's got 2 paragraphs. Uh-oh. Driving laws, etiquette, common sense. Who needs them? That's right, you things. Oh, it's supposed to be Harley. I'm continuing my greatest higher education motivated research assignment to date, being bad. And if that wasn't enough, getting schooled for you in one issue, my collegiate best friends for life, forever and always, Grace Ellis and Hannah Templar have joined forces to tell the true story of the time I dreamed I was sent back to school. You'll be calling me Harley Dangerfield. How many people are going to get that reference? There's a Rodney Dangerfield movie called Back to School. I remember watching it with my dad when I was a kid. It was pretty raunchy, but in my opinion, pretty funny. But that's a deep cut. By the end of this one, on account of all the respect you're going to be giving me, because Rodney Dangerfield says that he never gets no respect. What are these Rodney Dangerfield deep cuts? I was not prepared for that in this solicit. Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready. Were any of you ready for that? Oh. Catwoman, number 65. I'm still recovering. It was just this whiplash. It just came at you. Oh. All right. Written by Tinny Howard, art by Carmine Giandomenico. I have to say his name so many times because he illustrates a lot of stuff I like, but the struggle for me. The final act of 9 Lives begins here. Catwoman is dead meat, with a certifiable cutthroat and a cannibalistic cabal of criminals converging on Catwoman. Nice alliteration. The feline femme fatale finds herself again searching the ends of the earth for an ally in her struggle. But first, she'll have to escape from her current predicament, a deadly black site prison. And we ran out. We were doing so well. It was nice. It was feeling very like Silver Age, very Batman 66. We were rolling with it. Thankfully, there were no R's because I can't roll my R's. Because if you had that many in a row, you'd want to roll them. Especially because Catwoman, you want to get that Eartha Kitt purr going if you could. I can't, but I wish I could. Oh. Birds of Prey, number 9. Written by Kelly Thompson. Art by Various. Why? Why won't you tell me? Do you not know yet? If the Birds of Prey have one mission, it's protect Barbara Gordon at all costs. Why is that in quotes? It's protect Barbara Gordon at all costs. Also, really? It's not keeping the city safe or stopping crime? It's okay. And that mission is not going great. Dinah and her team search for Barbara in the strange new world that seems specifically designed to trip them up. Not kill them, trip them up. Many mysteries lurk in the dark of this world, and some of them don't even want to kill you. Probably. Not the strongest listed on this list we've read so far. I missed the alliteration. Artist TBD. All right, we got Red Hood, The Hill, number 4. Written by Sean Martinbrow with art by Tony Atkins. Jason Todd has gone through a lot in his life, death, and life again. From his time as Robin to his time as a villain to his adventures as an outlaw, Red Hood thought he'd run crowbar first into almost any scenario imaginable. We're never going to let the crowbar go. We're never going to move past the crowbar. But now, as monsters, both literal and figurative, stalk the streets of his home city, Red Hood finds himself up against the impossible. Does Jason stand a chance while things heat up in the hill? Matthew, thank you very much. Okay, extra context on my BTAS rec. I was thinking of a more thorough exam on the no-nos, like how did they follow no guns or no child endangerment? Oh, you mean like the specifics, like how people go through. I always think of the Yu-Gi-Oh edits because they're so good. And they just go scene for scene where you see where the guns would have been, but they just aren't there. That's fun. Batman's pretty good about it. That's the thing. It's not very awkward. Some of them are very awkward doing it, but Batman's not really one of those. The Penguin, number 10. Written by Tom King, art by Rafael de la Torre. The fire in Gotham turns into an inferno as chaos spreads in the wake of Penguin's return. Do you think they were trying to time this for the TV series and then the timing got wonky, or do you think they were hoping to have this as the lead up? Sometimes I wonder about that. No one in the city is safe from the bird's wrath, not least his own children. How far will Penguin go to regain his crime empire? How much blood will need to spill? Okay, I get it. How much blood will need to spill? Not to be spilled, but like just in general, spilling. You ain't seen nothing yet. I feel like the tone just changed there. Okay. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're going back to school. What, Philip? Why'd they make him hot? Well, I mean, I suppose compared to the usual Penguin depiction. Batman Dark Age #3, written by Mark Russell and art and cover by Mike Allred, as you can see, because that's a very distinctive art style. A Robin rises from the ashes. It's not a good month to be Robin. Bruce Wayne discovers he may wield more power without a mask as he re-enters society to rave reviews. But when an ambitious Carmine Falcone takes over Gotham with the help of his false-face society, Batman realizes the only way to win the war is with allies. Will the next generation be up to the task, or is Gotham doomed to continue living in this dark age? You're still going on about the Penguin in the chat. I love it. Action Comics, number 1065. Written by Joshua Williamson. Art by Rafa Sandoval. House of Brainiac, Part 3. Can you not tell by all the Brainiacs on the cover? I like this cover, actually. Superman and Lobo have their hands full with Brainiac's Lobo army. So it's up to Supergirl and Connor Kent. Oh, does he not get to be called Superboy anymore? And Connor Kent to stop Brainiac himself. It's an impossible battle. No, it's not. But they are joined by some unexpected and deadly allies. Superman, number 14. Look, it's Lobo. We were ready. And same creative team. Let's go. House of Brainiac Part 4. Ding, ding, ding. Superman and Lobo. Does anybody else have flashes to that scene in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, whenever they see ding ding, it's like ding ding ding, the bell has already been rung? Because that's all I'm thinking. Ding ding ding, Superman and Lobo fight? The partnership was shaky at best, but now it's exploded. Lobo has betrayed Superman, and it's on now. Even if they stop punching each other long enough to save the day, it's too late. Brainiac has what he needs, and the Brainiac Queen is alive. Getting what's its face? Borg Queen vibes. Borg Queen vibes. I've seen this Power Girl cover. They're really like, come on. You know you wanna. I haven't read Power Girl for a couple of months. I've got to get back into it because I want to do that other Power Girl vid. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, here's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to do roundups, because doing issue by issue, especially when I'm reading so many things, is a bit complicated. So I'm thinking of maybe just dipping back in and doing maybe like a this comic 6 months later or 8 months later, that kind of title, so that we can still check back in, because it's still interesting. It's interesting to see where they go. I'm invested in this Power Girl run. I really am. I don't need to read every month to be invested. I'm deeply invested. Power Girl number 9. And the butt and vest cover you never knew you wanted. Leah Williams still writing, art by Eduardo Pansica and Julio Ferreira. So we're still keeping pretty consistent with what we got. Hey, Power Girl, come out to play with the Cesarnians seizing power of Power Girl's metropolis neighborhood. Crush, so Crush is in this now, offers herself up as a diplomat to reason with her unreasonable relatives. But they're all tying together, and I appreciate that about what's going on with the Superman books. Like, they feel pretty connected. They're trying, like, on the whole, there's a bit more of a connectivity going on, and I appreciate that. But these aliens are as corrupt as they are crude, and with Tude, I added that, it's not there, and decide they'll just add Crush to their growing number of hostages. Can Power Girl save the day solo? I don't know. Does Lois have to tell her? I'm not over it. I'm sorry. That was so salty. Or will she fall prey to Goblin, an intergalactic biker gang? That sounds fun. I hope they keep the vests. Can they all get vests now? They already had jackets. More monogrammed clothes for the super family to wear together. Well, let's do it. You hate it? You're hating the vest? Is it the book you're hating or the vest, Stephen? I seal the corner of my eyes. Hate. Well, when it'll be fun. At the very least, it's always a fun time talking about her with all of you. I enjoy. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy. Suicide Squad Dream Team number 3 by Nicole Maines, art and cover by Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira. No one just gets out from under the thumb of Amanda Waller, and it's looking like Dreamer is no exception. But a surprise pair of allies decide to risk it all and play hero, helping Dreamer escape Waller's clutches. Now they just have to escape the plane they're stuck in and prevent a bloody assault on Gamora. Should be easy, right? Look, it's the secret crossover you're all waiting for. That was low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry. The fruit was low. Just there's still Paige hate in the chat. I know. Paige, who is she? She doesn't even go here. I do miss her Karen name. I'm still not over it. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, you'll remember it nostalgically. Oh, do you mean hold on here? The infamous Mike Manhattan. Did you hear that EC Comics is coming back? Back, or they're reprinting a bunch of stuff? I always collect whenever they reprint the EC Comics. I really love the horror things a lot. Oh, poor EC. They got done so dirty. All right. Sinister Sons number 4, which is the attempt they're going to kind of recreate a Super Sons vibe, but with villain sons like Sinestro's son. Maybe there's been so many air quotes I felt like I needed to be included. Written by Peter J. Tomasi, art and cover by David LaFuente. Will the Sinister Sons be digested by the Great Space Whale? That's a great opening sentence. That's wonderful. I love it. Will the Sinister Sons... Is that a toy? I'm sitting on a toy, on a baby toy. Will the Sinister Sons defeat Spaceman Joe? Will the Sinister Sons duel against the pirate sites? End in disaster. Get ready this month for all the 4-color adventures of Sin Sun and Lord Zod as the boys try to be as bad as their dad. That shouldn't have been no, hold on. Try to be as bad as their dads, like hardcore. Because they're trying to live up to their dad's reputation. Jordan, thank you very much. Tom King really seems overrated to me. People have very strong feelings about Tom King, and Tom King has definitely developed a very distinct style. But what's interesting is you can see that he can still vary away from it. That's happening in Wonder Woman when you have the main story and the backup. There's quite different styles at play, but in general, there tends to be a certain style and tropes that are worked through. So it's the kind of thing where if you enjoy that, you're more likely to enjoy the works. And if not, then they're going to be more frustrating. So it really varies. I find it varies very much from work to work, personally. I know, I was waiting for somebody to notice that. White Raven, thank you very much. The kneel before Zod cover. I feel like I'm going to get demonetized with this cover. I feel like this is one of those ones you're going to find on, he's got clothes on, so you could still post this on Tumblr, but you'd probably get a not safe for work version on Twitter or ArtStation, or not ArtStation. What's the other one where people post, their spicy art? Kneel Before Zod, number 5. The title and the cover. Written by Joe Casey, art by Dan McDade. A solicit that has nothing to do with this cover. I've seen this pose so many times on those kind of, fan art things. So many times. Also, I just realized that there was a Z carved into his chest. I had to, zoom in, enhance. But in the aftermath of war, General Zod hurtles closer to his dark fate. On the verge of losing everything, including his own life, a desperate and deranged Zod is faced with an all-new challenge. Introducing the Legion of Zod. And this cover for reasons. Oh, what a cover. It's a conversation starter. Put it on your coffee table. Deviant art? Not so much deviant art. Wonder Woman number 9. It's a simple cover, but I like it. Written by Tom King, art by Daniel Sempere and Belen Ortega. Nice and short and sweet. The ultimate test. As Sovereign's grip on Wonder Woman's psyche tightens, she retreats into the arms of Steve Trevor. Not Mano the Merman? Blasphemy. Will their love for the ages prove victorious over the web of Amazon lies weaved in man's world? Plus, Trinity lets the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? No, okay. That, the Trinity stories, they're kind of low key cute. Oh, I never did the Trinity one. There was a Trinity one shot. I gotta go back and do that. I forgot about the Trinity one shot. I gotta have a big notebook. I gotta get one of those like whiteboards or cork boards, just attach string to it for just because that's what you do. And then get all set up like Alan Wake 2 and write down what I'm thinking about doing. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down after the Chip Zdarsky thing. Trinity one shot. My goodness. All right. Green Lantern number 11. I have to say, in my opinion, because I was finding Green Lantern pretty, just personally, this is just my opinion. I was finding it pretty mid, but it's picking up a bit. And Kyle backstory. And that was real coffee. There was when I posted those panels of him summoning the construct cups, there's coffee in them, which made I had so many questions about that. Did he bring his own coffee so that he could act this out? Because he was going to space, but when the cups dissolve and he's left with just the table, there's actual coffee on the table. And there's a panel where Alex's cup dissolves as he dissolves her construct, and you see the coffee fall. So they made a big deal to draw in that it was actual coffee. And I find that so strange. I just find it odd. Just that little, we need to focus on this coffee in this story. How far did he carry that coffee in space? In space, your constructs will keep your coffee warm, I guess. Green Lantern number 11 by Jeremy Adams, art by Germanico and Kevin Maguire. How do you move on from the person you've loved your entire life? How do you start over? Carol wrestles with her feelings as she makes a choice that will change her and Hal's lives forever. Meanwhile, Hal faces off against the United Planets, hoping to bring to light its corrupt members and reestablish the Green Lantern Corps once and for all. Plus, Guy Gardner has caught his man, or has he? Oh, more Kyle. Things go from bad to worse to exponentially strange as Guy attempts to get his prisoner and himself back to Oa in one piece. The back caps have been jumping around to a bunch of different lanterns, and that's been fun. I'm a fan of a backup. I'm one of those people who oftentimes there's the main story and then there's the backup. I'm like, more backup, please. Oh, Nathan Weeks. I'm putting that up. Hold on. He went to Starbucks. Boom. Worth it. I hope you're proud of yourself. Enjoyable. Ben Chan, is she going to be a guarantor for Hal's apartment? I'm trying so hard to be invested in the Carol Hal stuff, but I don't know. It's not grabbing me. Maybe for me, like Hal and Carol was never one of the great romances. Just personally, I'm not very attached to it. That's just a me thing. Let me know. Are you really attached? Do you feel like she's endgame? She's waifu for lifeu? Is that how we feel about Hal and Carol? Oh. Green Lantern War Journal number 9. So this is John's one. Written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, art and cover by Montos. Lantern Shepard and Kyle Rayner discover the shocking history of the ancient dark star of the Fen. Meanwhile, John Stewart is trapped in its orbit, trying desperately to, there we go, save his mysterious new allies from the undead First World Army searching for him. Can John prevent them from escaping the dark star and overrunning the universe? And can Shepard I can't hear Shepard without being like, John Shepard. And can Shepard find John in time to save his family from the mysterious new force now threatening the Earth? The shape-shifting star shroud. That was a bit difficult to say. How many of you are reading John's book? As I'm doing my part. I'm reading John's book too. I like John. Yeah, I have liquid, as always. It's hot chocolate, but I've had it since the beginning, so now it's cold chocolate. It's still good, though. Titans, number 11. Written by Tom Taylor, art by Lucas Mayer. After a literal deal with the okay, sorry, that reminded me. There is this Lois comic where she makes a deal with the devil, and it's like a Faustian deal, and they go and see everything beforehand, and it's so unhinged. I know I do a lot of the lowest single episodes, but this one it's something special. And I feel it deserves its own time in the sun. You will believe that Superman and Lois should never be together after this issue. Is that Alvin? You want to come in? Well, my cat wants to come in. You can come in. You're so loud. Do you have things to say about the solicits? Comic Toby, thank you very much. It's appreciated. Alvin, you can come up and be seen. I don't mind. You're fine. As long as you don't knock out the microphone or anything, you can stay. No? We're reading. Yeah? You gonna settle? No? Oh, and your brother's here now, too. I've made a terrible mistake. I've made a mistake. After a literal deal with the devil, Waller turns things up a notch. With the help of the twisted Dr. Morrow, I love Dr. Tio Morrow's name, she has now created an ultimate weapon capable of taking down all the Titans. Can the team survive themselves? There's no worse enemy than yourself. Mirror version fight. Jesse Nix, thank you very much. I appreciate it. What about doing the Marvel solicits? I want to. I've been trying to stream more often, but I feel like it's good to break them up because they're so long that it can be a bit overwhelming if you do them all at the same time, at least for the length of streams that I do. I don't do Twitch length streams as of yet. Maybe we'll get there, but I do want to do Marvels as well because there's some interesting stuff happening currently. So that would be fun to highlight. And I do always get comments like, more Marvel, do more Marvel. I try. It is Alvin. You heard your name. Shazam, number 11, written by Josie Campbell, art by Emanuela Lupacino. The Vasquezes have, I feel like I'm scrolling too far down. Hi. If you come to the other side, people can see you. The Vasquezes have made the extraordinary decision to adopt the kids. All they have to do is pass a home inspection by the adoption agency. But ever since the gods rebuilt the family home, things have become a bit of a magical mess. Can they make it through the day without the inspector running into any interdimensional creatures? Slice of life shenanigans await you in Shazam, number 11. It sounds, if you two fight, you have to go. No. No fighting. You like each other. They're brothers, and so they're at it sometimes. They act very much as siblings do. Sometimes they're all over each other with like the cuddles and the sleeping together. And other times they're like this because they both want attention. Come here. Come here. Yeah. When you think about Blue Beetle, number 9. What do you think about it? Written by Joss Trujillo and art by Adrian Gutierrez, who I also really like. His art style is very distinct. This is short. This is not even a paragraph because a paragraph's got to be 3 sentences and this is 2. Victoria Cord's new and I can't even read them. Wow. Victoria Cord's new superhero is giving Jaime a run for his money. Just what is Victoria planning, and can the Blue Beetle survive? Green Arrow, number 12. I don't know why. This is a very simple cover, but I kind of really like it. Daniel, thank you very much. Alvin is right. Tell him I agree with him. DC needs to do better. Alvin's always got a lot of sass. It's a sassy kitty. Everybody always says he sounds angry, but that's his happy sound. This is happy Alvin. Yes. I'm telling them how happy you are. Written by Joshua Williams. Are you scratching my chair, Theo? Oh my goodness. Written by Joshua Williamson. Art and cover by Sean Isaacson. This is it. For the last year, Oliver Queen has been on a mission to reunite his family and friends. Can the Emerald Archer overcome Merlin's final master move? Why did I pause there? Wow. Can the Emerald Archer overcome Merlin's final master move and get the family reunion we've all been dying to see? Green Arrow's been pretty fun. Is this the one that's tied into the game? Or is this a different one? Oh, I hope it's not the one that's tied into the game. Suicide Squad, Kill Arkham Asylum, number 5. Written by John Layman, art by Jesus Hervas. Oh, it's so long. Oh my goodness, it is 5 of 5. He may have the sharpest teeth in the sea, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Talking about King Shark, I don't know why I felt he had to sing that. Talking about King Shark, who's been locked away in Arkham where Amanda Waller has taken an extra special interest in him. Now there's a full-scale riot going on, and King Shark knows Waller is behind it. Can he survive the blood frenzy long enough to figure out her master plan? Oh, it is. Oh, no. The prequel to Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, comes to its epic conclusion. Read the book, then play the game. I do not think that this comic is going to do anything to increase those player counts. Each print issue includes a redeemable code for a bonus digital doll in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, inspired by the comics. So you don't have to pay like however much money. What, $13 for new skins? Get the new Clayface digital doll with issue number 4. Paying subscribers with a DC Universe Infinite annual. So this list is just like how you can get stuff. Annual or Ultra subscription, US only, who read the digital issues of Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum will also receive these bonus digital codes. Terms apply. See dc.com/Suicide Squad FAQ for details. DC Universe Infinite is not intended for children. Wow, DC Universe Infinite is not intended for children. Yeah, that's not going to get the youth reading your comics. Not for kids. It's Alvin O'Flurkin. It is a nice cover. Look at that. He's coming at you. Here he comes. Here comes Speed Racer. Batman / Dylan Dog number 3. I did not know we were doing another Batman Dylan Dog crossover, and that intrigues me very much. This is written by Robert Ercioni and art by Gigi Cavanago and Werther Del Edera. Merciless Christopher Killax is back from the grave and starts to fill Gotham streets with blood and horror. Dylan Dog and Batman are faced with an unsolvable dilemma, whether to accept the help of the Joker, who could prove to be a key ally in catching the serial killer. But can they really trust him? Is there nobody else in Arkham you can ask? Is there nobody else who does killings and mass killings and serial killings you can ask? This looks like a job for Victor's ass. Oh no. I remember a while back I was going to do a bunch of videos on Dylan Dog. Maybe even talk about that movie with Brandon Routh, right? Was it Brandon Routh? That was just the year of him not getting. I was going to look it up. I was looking up how I'm flipping between. I also have the Damian Black Label series up, and I was looking up Super Soldier number 1 because I was trying to figure out page number links for my math. But I think it was Brandon Routh for Dylan Dog. That was just like the year of superhero adaptations like not working out for him. John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America, number 5. Written by Simon Spurrier and Aaron Campbell. I'm so used to saying Si. Art by Priscilla Petrates. Is that how you say it? Maybe. John Pearson and John McCrae. John Constantine, his son Noah, and bodyguard Nat have been blazing, because they're Hellblazers, a trail across the face of America in their double-decker Routemaster bus, finding themselves on the wrong end of an eruption of supernatural and mystical threats, all thanks to a scattering of dream sand. In this anthology format issue, 3 particularly memorable run-ins with hitchhikers and drifters on America's roadside come to the fore. But can Constantine add up their meaning in time to uncover who or what is to blame for this rise in terror? Oh, you're seeing the it's down here for Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. Are you two fight? They're fighting. Well, they left, so they don't get to come back in if they're going to be bad and fight. It's fine. Alvin got to say his piece. He got his camera time. You know, whenever he goes into the vet, they take a picture of him and he gets on the Instagram because he just needs the attention. Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham, number 3 / Noir Edition, number 3. Written and art by Raphael Grampa. May the hour of the devil begin. The harrowing journey through the dark heart of Gotham reaches a fever pitch in this penultimate installment of Raphael Grump's. Why is there a letter missing? There's a letter missing in the Solicit visionary series. There is a letter missing. Batman's investigation leads him into the deadly lair of Dr. Geist, where his presence is not only expected, but welcomed. Their savage fight for the soul of Gotham and the soul of Bruce Wayne himself, because when is it ever not about that, will send shockwaves through the city from which it might never recover. I'm being a bit salty, but so far what I've read has been good. And elsewhere, the fugitive Crytoon makes a twisted acquaintance that finally gives him something to smile about. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting read. The Batman, First Night, number 3. Written by Dan Jurgens, art and cover by Mike Perkins. As the voices grip on Gotham tightens, Jim Gordon doesn't know whom he can trust. With monstrous beasts threatening the city, he turns to the Batman, with hyphen, because it's early in his career, for help. But to truly stop this reign of terror, Playboy millionaire Bruce Wayne will step in to help guide the investigation. It all leads to a heart-pounding conclusion that will literally set Gotham ablaze. This is not the only one where things have been on fire. Let them fight. No. Hopefully they've stopped. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries, number 5. I love these. Written by Matthew Cody, art and cover by Puste. Or Poost, I never know, but it's fine. Dr. Kirk Langstrom believes the cure for his monstrous alter ego lies in studying the infamous Dr. Jekyll. When Batman accompanies him to Jekyll's abandoned lab, they're attacked by the ghost of Mr. Hyde himself. The Mystery Inc. gang has a history with this so-called spook, so Batman calls for their help. But like no one told them, they might be facing Man-Bat too. Zoinks, jinkies. These are fun. I really love these, and they're great because I can just leave them around and my kids can read them and it's fine. I don't need to have that long warning at the end of the Suicide Squad one. Not for kids. Check the website and get a free skin. This cover is so cute too. Hey, Looney Tunes, number 278. Always trucking along. Written by Avon Cohen, art and cover by Dave Alvarez. When a trip to the vet turns unexpectedly sour, Sylvester finds himself on a brand new fitness regimen, and instructor Tweety is ready to put him through his paces. These are what you'd expect. They're exactly what you'd expect. And if you like those Looney Tunes, they're fun. They're also, as you can see, $2.99, so they're way more on the affordable scale, which makes them way more accessible. I'm like, blah, 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 marble mouth. There's been a lot of solicits. I used to be able to do a good suffering succotash, but I had best not, lest I activate my lisp. Primer number 3. That's a nice cover. Written by Jennifer Murrow and Thomas Krajewski. Art and cover by Greta Lusky. Having tested the possibilities of her newfound powers, Ashley is ready to take on her new secret identity as Primer, but things go south when her new superpowers draw the unwanted attention of the dangerous Cal Strack, who will stop at nothing to get those paints back. Primer's fun. Primer's a good time. What is this? Batman and Robin and Howard, number 3, with art and written by Jeffrey Brown. I genuinely don't know what this is. Looks cute. When tensions from group homework projects and soccer sessions reach their breaking point, Damian and Howard are assigned a little quality time together to work out their differences. As distracted as he has been, Damian hasn't yet realized that Batman might need a little help of his own. Doug, thank you very much. Would you cover a Scooby-Doo comic for a Scooby snack? No, but I do it for fun. Has it been long enough that we can do Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, or is that too much edge? They're so fun. They're genuinely a good time. I know. Roll. See? Can't roll there. All right, so we're on to the facsimile editions now. So we got Crisis on Infinite Earths #1, facsimile edition. We've got #2, facsimile edition. Military Comics #1, facsimile edition. This one actually low-key interests me. $6.99, $7, $7 American dollars. So what's that? Like nine Canadian dollars? I don't know. And is it going to have everything? Am I going to have my corny, sleazy, like Get Fit scrub ads and stuff? I want everything. Snapwho, thank you very much. Thanks for introducing me to Resident Alien. I've loved it, and I'm about to finish the last omnibus. I don't want it to end. Oh, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. That is such a good series. It's so different from the adaptations in terms of tone, but they're both fun in their own ways. But I love just the low-key energy of the comic series. It's so good. Resident Evil is a good time. White Raven, thank you very much. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, aka the redemption of Scrappy. Oh, Scrappy-Doo. We also have Our Army at War #81, facsimile edition. Oh, written by Bob. What's Continuity Haney? I love these old issues so much. Mad Magazine #38 has a cover that's freaking me out. I don't know. There's something about this, the way he's hanging, that genuinely... Yeah, Dylan, you're right. Facsimile does mean that it's a reprint of the older comic, but sometimes they get a little sneaky and not everything's in there. Mad Magazine #38. I can't. It's freaking me out. Don't be so hung up, but you've got your usual, it's funny, read it, solicit. Are these young adult graphic novels? I think they are. Wonder Woman, The Adventures of Young Diana, written by Jordi Belair, art and cover by Paulina Ganuccio. The world may know her as Wonder Woman, but once upon a time, she was Diana, the young princess of Themyscira, and her mom created footage of her and other versions of herself at different ages and made movies. Back then, she struggled to find her place on an island deemed paradise by many, but which was to her a prison. Trapped in her role as a royal and shielded from the harsh realities of man's world, Diana yearned for adventure, or at least a purpose. So when ancient texts portraying her home's history go missing, she gets both. How far will our hero go to find the texts and the truths they're hiding? Find out in this exciting story that promises to be a classic for years to come. It's a bold claim. It's not the greatest story ever told, but it's going to be a classic. That's a bold claim. Frank Zanka, thank you very much. I'm an indie comic creator doing late pleds for a vampire mob in 1950s Hollywoody. How do I get in touch with you about sponsoring a video? Email me. I have my emails in the bottom of all my videos, even this one. Email me. That sounds interesting. I like both those things. I like all of those things, actually. So that sounds like it's something that would be definitely up my alley. We're getting trades now. We got the Wonder Woman trade, #1. We got the Flash. We got the Penguin. Oh, this is the deluxe edition of Supergirl. Because they want to, because they're all like, ooh, James Gunn, Supergirl, Tom King, we're using it. Deluxe edition. That's a nice cover, though. That is a nice one, but $50. I hope you really like this story. Sometimes the deluxe, if you really like the deluxe edition, sometimes, they can be fun. Also, did you hear that they canceled the Superman show, the one that's going on right now? With Tyler Hoechlin, and the reason was because they didn't want it to conflict with Superman Legacy. It's the Bat embargo all over again, because James Gunn said that he was going to cross the medium, so the other stuff has got to stop. Ethan, thank you very much. It's appreciated. Harley Quinn, black, white, and redder, because we did another one of those. I was covering that issue by issue for a bit, the first one, which was just black, white, and red. That's not bad. That's okay. I could do that. I know that it's a gimmick, but I kind of like it. I like the color scheme. Oh, this is Absolute Mr. Miracle, which is $125, which, to put it comparably, is nearly the same price as the pre-order for the omnibus and the price of some omnis. Ooh, so you better, if you get this, you better really love this story. I do really like the art in that. I really do. We got Absolute Batman, Death in the Family. Oh, it slides on and off? How long will that last? How long will a cover like that last? I mean, I have 3 kids, so I'm just imagining them like yoinking it off and ripping it and then being like, "What's wrong with his face, mommy?" I can't buy this. We've got the Batman Robin Adventures Omnibus. Ooh, $75 for 904 pages, you say. I liked this series a lot. This is something that tempts me. I don't have this one. I have the other one, but I don't have this one. Superman by Kurt Busiek, book 1. We're collecting this, I'm assuming, in soft. No, it's hard. Why did I say that? I gotta add the cover to the end of those words. I read this run, but this run is interesting. Absolute Justice 2024 edition. Justice is a gorgeous book. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was actually rereading it the other day and thinking of doing a video on it, but then I got distracted. But it is just beautiful. Do I have it near me? No, of course not. Why would I? Oh, here we go. This one's coming to me. JSA The Golden Age 2024 edition by James Robinson. You know it. I actually don't have this one. So this is definitely something that I will be picking up. I'd even pre-order this. I hate to sneeze. I don't want to. Not for free. I hit the mic. I'm sorry. Spencer Matthew, thank you very much. I've started reading Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, and it's becoming my favorite series right now. It's so entertaining. I actually have a Lois history style vid coming soon. Not one of her zany adventures, but an interesting history that I just find fascinating. So I wanted to share it with all of you. And that's why there are letters. So many sassy letters. Ethan, thank you very much. I'm a huge fan of Dune, and I've heard you make references to it once in a while. Have you considered doing any Dune-centric videos? Well, that sounds like Comic Book Girl 19's territory. No, I haven't. I love Dune, but it's one of those things where sometimes the things you like you don't end up talking about them. The Dune comics are fascinating, but then you get into all of the continuations and that whole world. I already have so much stuff that I don't cover the things I already talk about. Oh, Dune, that's a good time. I want this. The Flash, Year 1, 2024 edition. And The Human Target, Volume 2, which seems awfully late. That seems like it was pushed. Is it to match the second half of the book, how it was also late? Is this a meta reference? This book was gorgeous. I didn't find the story that compelling personally. It was very much, if you've seen a noir or read a noir, you knew where this was going, but it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. James Perez, thank you very much. Random thing to bring up, but does anyone know about Simon Dark? It's this weird DC comic that I'm fixated on. It's So the Path MCR 2009 Emo Teen Core. People, James wants to talk about Simon Dark. All right, so that's all of them. That's actually we did it. We did it. That was That was a lot, but it's not as many as they've had in the past. They've definitely cut the numbers down for sure, which is honestly fine because it's a lot of a lot. It's a lot of a lot. So now that we have I was too far away. So now we've read them dramatically. What are you interested in? Was there anything that really caught your eye? Anything you really want to read? Is it just meh city for you? How are you feeling about it? I'm glad we read them. It was fun to read them. They're always fun to read out loud. I'm reading what you're saying you're interested in. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that JSA one for sure. Did I say for sure? Is my accent coming out really hard tonight? It is. Definitely the Batman Dylan dog stuff. That's coming home with me. My DC Universe Infinite is being finicky. It came to Canada, yes, but it doesn't always want to work, and my account, like the transfer and stuff, it's wonky. It's very wonky. But when it works, it's good. My Kindle stuff works better though, to be honest, a lot of the time. Oh, look, I'm scrolling on the side. I've come back to that Kneel Before Zod #5 cover. What a choice. That was a choice. I've been reading The Sinister Sons. That one's cute. It's clearly trying to recapture that Super Sons vibe. It's getting there, but there just isn't that much. It's not the same level of emotional investment, obviously, as with John Kent and Damian Wayne. But it's a cute, fun book. Oh, of course, Power Girl. My girl. Karen Page. The Marvel one will be fun. We'll do that. We'll do that too. Because why not? Not tonight. Do they even have it up yet? That would be a lot of reading. Yeah, they're up too, but that would be a lot of reading. I'm just going to do a quick scroll to see if my voice can hold out for that long. Oh, this one's got all these extra covers. Covers are pretty. Now I'm just distracted looking. Oh no, Dan, it's not Karen Page as Power Girl. It's just a joke because her name was Karen and then they changed her name to Page for reasons. And so in my head I'm always like Karen Page. They're doing a Jackpot Black Cat crossover? Why not, I guess. That Jackpot comic made me want to finally do a review of the Leah Williams Mary Jane comic that I've been thinking about for quite some time. Because that was an interesting time. I wanted to do like maybe a comparison, a contrast. Then I got distracted by Ultimate Spider-Man. See, the thing with this source that I'm looking at now is that it has too many of all of the variants on it. Their solicits are long, man. There aren't any like one sentences here. They're pretty. There's some pretty covers here. Let me bookmark this. Boom. We will come back to that because we don't normally do that one, and we should. Equality. What's always interesting to me is sometimes I'm finding the indie solicits as well because there's some interesting stuff happening on the indie scene as well. Yeah, there is Dial H vibes. There is. Oh my god. There are Dial H vibes. It'd be fun to do a retrospective on one of the Dial H series. the original one, the edgy one. You've got choices. That's the thing with Dial H. Oh, like the new, we're bringing back the Vibe one that they did during the Wonder era. That was the one where we got that Wonder Twins comic as well. Yes, the Image solicits. There's so many solicits. It's a lot. It's, it must be difficult to try and gauge, which I guess you get a second sense for it, but sometimes it must be hard to try and figure out what people are going to want. If I ran a shop, it would be such a random, eclectic choice of things. I definitely have to boost with some other kind of curios or something. Wonder Twins was a trip. Yes, it was. Wonder Twins was a roller coaster with some parts that really worked and some parts that were questionable. Extremely questionable. I remember Saga. Yeah, I do remember Saga. It took the world's longest hiatus. Not the world's longest hiatus, but it was a long hiatus. It came back, and I honestly I didn't jump back on it. It was so long. It was just, and the way it ended before, I was kind of like, eh. There we go. Put it down. I love how I'm putting that down so gently when I let my cats in and they just meowed all over everything. Is it on hiatus again? I'm not keeping again. Oh my. Ooh, that's a nice cover. They're doing a bunch of what ifs, which they tempt me, but they're not those OG what ifs where they went so hard that it was almost an Elseworlds basically because of how deep they got into the alternate story. Whatever happened to that Batman and Joker duo book? Didn't it finish? Because I want to get the hardcover when it's, because I love Silvestri's art so much. so much. I found a decent copy of the Darkness Compendium because they've released them a couple of different ways. I finally found the iteration I was looking for. And in my head, I'm making the same. I never asked for the Darkness joke I always make, but I'm excited. I'm excited to put my Darkness next to my Witchblade. Yay. Yeah. Scotty Young. I like a decent amount of Scotty Young stuff. I just saw Scotty's name on the side and I was like, oh, the Me You Love in the Dark flashbacks. Middle West flashbacks. But yes, it is. Ooh, okay. It's getting a bit up there. Thank you so much for hanging out. We did more solicits than news things, but it was a good time and I enjoyed reading them. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. I'll be back soon with another video, and at some point, probably by the end of the week, I'll do the Marvel ones because we gotta keep it even. And there are some nice things here I can use for a thumb that I see. So enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.